And actually June gloom now because we're in June, and June gloom is here now. And those clouds are going to be with us for the morning. When they clear for your neighborhood, all coming up in your first alert forecast. Robin?
Hey, Shanna, good morning. We're checking in on the 101. Looking pretty good here, both directions, east and west, between Woodland Hills and Studio City. And no problems with the 405. Get on out there. 23 minutes from Sylmar to Inglewood. More drive times coming up when Today in LA returns after the break.
Thing, isn't it?
It is a stubborn thing and something we see every June. So our normal weather pattern is here. It's just we like to get some sunshine every now and then, right? We eventually will here in the LA area. You are going to see that sun right around lunchtime. But if you live in around the coastlines, that cloud deck lingers a little longer. So it takes that sun quite some time to get to you because the clouds are hanging on a little bit longer for you. Temperatures cool down because of it, about 70 degrees out there for your afternoon highs. In the valleys and Inland Empire, it's hazy sunshine by the afternoon. And so the sun peeks through and you've got temperatures warming to the 80s and 90s once again. Temperatures today will be slightly cooler than yesterday by a couple degrees. In the mountains and deserts, we start off with the sun once it rises, and it's here to stay all day long to warm you up to the 70s. Pretty toasty up in the mountains. Now looking forward to that future cast. It is mostly cloudy everywhere, but we're going to see those clouds peel away once again by 10 o'clock here. This morning we'll see those clouds along the coastline from Orange County up through the South Bay and into Ventura County, similar to what we saw yesterday. So that's why those coastlines stay cool, because you got that cloud deck hanging out with you. And then we get to the late afternoon hours, and then we have a high passing cloud deck with us before that marine layer develops as we go to bed tonight and into tomorrow for your Friday. So guess what? We start it all over again here tomorrow as we wrap up the week. And temperature wise, we're going to take it down a degree or two once again. All right, high desert temperatures here today. High 90s for Lancaster and Victorville, just a few degrees cooler from yesterday's highs. 70s and 80s for the mountains with Big Bear at 77 there. Inland Empire temperatures, here's some 80s coming your way with Corona at 88 degrees, 90s in Paris and Riverside, Moreno Valley 90 degrees. Orange County temperatures similar to yesterday. We've got some 70s coming your way in the Santa Ana area. Anaheim 80 degrees and 70s and 60s at the beaches. Valley forecast also looking at some 80s coming your way, 85 in Van Nuys, some 70s through Thousand Oaks and Camarillo. At the beaches, 60s and 70s on the way with 70s in downtown LA. So just a degree cooler than yesterday. It's 80s. We'll take it down here for you in the valleys, keeping it nice and cool through Friday. So no major changes to the forecast. We're still seeing that morning cloud deck here on the 7-day forecast through at least Saturday. Afternoon clearing, allowing things to be a little warmer for you. But once we get to Sunday, with less of the marine layer in place, we warm up faster, and we warm up even more than what we're seeing here for the first half of your weekend, with 85 on the way for LA, Orange County, 70s at the beaches. Inland we go with the valleys hitting the 90s. But if you live in the IE, you're already going to be sitting in the 90s here, which we have been. As we head to the end of the weekend, it will be close to 100 degrees for you. So the warmth is coming. We stay clear, we stay dry, and we're going to be in the triple digits for you in the low desert. Mountain forecast, upper 70s coming. And again, there you go. Lots of sun all the way through Father's Day. Mountains, if you want to enjoy it with Dad, all under the sun with temperatures in the 80s. Going to be a toasty one here this weekend. We'll follow the forecast, and if anything changes, we of course will let you know about it. Right now, sending you over to Robin Winston with your traffic at 4:52. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Shanna. Well, the traffic is definitely picking up, but we do have a trouble spot wrapping up that started a bit of a slowdown for the 71. This is rolling through Pomona, southbound 71 at Mission. An accident cleared off to the side, but there's a little bit of residual slowing as you approach the scene, so leave early for South 71. North 71 is looking good. West 60 at Phillips Ranch, stalled vehicle at the on-ramp still blocking. No major delays. We'll look out for it if you're using that ramp. Overall, the 60 is moving well east and west between Riverside and the 57. The 57 wide open, San Dimas down to Orange, trouble-free. The 210 continues to pick up for our friends rolling out of the Inland Empire this morning. Little pockets of traffic, completely normal, right? No crashes, no traffic alerts, no major issues. 33 minutes for your connection, San Bernardino to the 57. We have a concert tonight at the Hollywood Bowl, Mumford and Sons. Gates open at 6 and showtime is at 7:30. What does this mean for you? Busy traffic, concert traffic can be expected throughout the area. I get caught all the time on the weekends passing along Cahuenga, Highland, the 101. I'm like, where's all this traffic coming from? Well, there's a concert at the Hollywood Bowl, so steer clear of this area or plan ahead and maybe get out of this area before the concert starts because it's going to be packed. We'll check more traffic coming up in a bit. Adrian, back to you.
All right, thank you very much for that, Robin. 4:50.
All right, we've got the June gloom back in the forecast here this morning. What causes it? Why do we see this every time we hit May, June? It always happens here in Southern California. Well, this is what happens here typically. Whenever we get a ridge of high pressure that develops overhead, air is sinking below that ridge of high pressure. And because we're transitioning seasons, the air that is sinking is a lot warmer than the air that we've got right above the ocean surface. And that ocean surface air is cold. So once they come together, they create what's an inversion, or that marine layer that we see off the coast, and it gets pushed inland and goes closer to the ground. That's why we start off with some of that fog. What happens during the day is we got daytime heat. The sun comes back and it heats up the ground, and then it starts to clear those clouds away. But it can sometimes stay a little bit longer if we don't have enough heating during the day. And then we've got the ocean breeze blowing that cloud deck back inland here during those evenings. So this is pretty much a pattern we've been seeing here every single day. Something we'll see today, tomorrow, and into the weekend. No changes there. Once we get the daytime heating, your highs are going to warm in the Inland Empire first. We've got some 80s and 90s for you there, with Temecula at 84, 91 in Lake Elsinore, Orange County temperatures 70s and 80s, with downtown LA at about 79. 89 degrees in Santa Clarita, no 90s for you there. We've got Van Nuys at 85, Ventura County, some 60s and 70s. Cooler at the coast. We're going to hang on to clouds there longer there. And then the desert, 96 degrees in Lancaster. Switch the numbers around. And Victorville, much of the same here. No triple digits as of yet, but into the weekend we go. Father's Day is looking like a toasty one. We'll have details on that coming right up with your 7-day forecast. Here's Robin Winston. She's got your traffic at 5:08.
Yes, I do remind you folks that we have overnight road work for the 605, so cones will pick up. We picked up at around 6 this morning. This is the 605 for both directions. It's a project that's been happening several days this week. I believe this Friday will be the last day, but at 10 o'clock, they shut it down. They don't reopen the lanes until 6 a.m. And we're talking about 2 lanes on the 605 north and south between these 2 points, the 210 and the 10, as well as the West 10 connector to the 605 north. That's going to be closed as well. So please keep that in mind. You may encounter a little bit of sluggish construction traffic. Right now, you're good. 13 minutes between the 10 and the 105, 710 wide open, 57 wide open, Pomona to Orange. What about the drive through the OC? Good morning to our friends waking up down in the OC. If you're hopping on the 5, that's looking good. The 57, Pomona to the Orange Crush. The 22 out of Westminster, that's wide open too. One crash wrapping up, so it's going to be a little slow rolling out of Bellflower. West 91 at Lakewood Boulevard, that's the location. It's blocking the far left HOV lane. Do you see that slow traffic? Very sluggish, almost back from the 605 split. So giving you a heads up about that trouble spot. That's going to bump you up to 18 minutes to make it from the 5 to the 110. I'll keep my eyes on it. We'll check back in coming up in a little bit. Lynette, Adrian, back to you.
All right, Robin, thank you. And